SoLo was born out of a deeper understanding of the impact buildings have on emissions, climate change, and health and well-being. This project afforded ourselves and the broader project team an opportunity to test ways and means to achieve net zero, both in embodied and operational emissions. Our president, Bruce Lander, has coined the name SoLo as a nod to its isolated location in the lower Sioux Valley, but also as a reference to its zero emissions profile and the fact that it stands alone as a one-off example as a future way to build. SoLo represents a new way forward for Delta land development and is a catalyst to help accelerate change in the broader development and building industry.
Delta was looking for an architect that shared their alignment of values, and that's what led them to reach out to us. Our studio, Perkins & Will, are really known for our reputation in environmental stewardship. We started our work with Delta by creating an overarching set of principles and goals that would lead every decision made on the project. Delta wanted to test out not just the mass timber construction methods that had been proposed for Canada's Earth Tower, but also the broader set of principles and goals around holistic design. This includes everything from eliminating harmful materials used both in construction and finishes, minimizing our energy consumption through high-performance appliances and fixtures, while also generating energy on site, and reducing emissions. The building structure is beyond carbon neutral, and the building does not rely on combustion for operations. SoLo is a proof of concept. It proves that buildings can counteract their negative consequences and act as a source of repair. Delta wanted an open layout, something that would serve both as a single-family home, but also be able to host large groups for events, gatherings, and educational purposes. Beyond just a house, Delta really wanted to make a statement. They wanted something with wow factor, something that would celebrate the natural beauty of the site and prove that building sustainably and to the Passive House standard doesn't mean sacrificing design aesthetics or beauty. The remote location of the site drove all of the design decisions, from building siting and construction methods to the interior finishes. The remote nature of the site led the project naturally towards prefabrication and modular construction methods. This allowed the panels to be built off-site in the shop during the winter months, and then to be erected quickly on-site during the shortened building season. We designed SoLo to have a performance-led aesthetic. It contains a limited material palette and contains architectural features that are authentic and unsentimental. The building sits on a raised platform above the uneven terrain of the site. It touches the ground lightly and allows nature to remain the focus. As you walk up the front steps, the covered walkway frames a view to the mountains beyond. Wood was chosen as the primary structural material. It was the obvious choice to reduce our carbon footprint, but it also provided flexibility for the prefabrication of the modular panels.
The temperature in Sioux Valley can get below minus 30 degrees Celsius in the winter and can reach levels above 30 degrees Celsius in the summer. So given these climate extremes, ensuring that the occupants are warm and comfortable in the winter and then adequately cool in the summer is very important. So as an off-grid system, the building must be self-sufficient. Designing a high-performance building enclosure using passive house principles reduces the need to rely on complex mechanical systems. This results in a more resilient building, irrespective of outdoor temperatures or in the result of extended power outages. Thermal comfort is guaranteed through a thick 2-foot layer of mineral wool insulation that wraps the mass timber structure, in addition to high-performance triple-pane glazing systems. Detailed thermal bridge calculations are carried out at design stage, and an air tightness blower door test is done at construction stage. These measures minimize heat loss, eliminate drafts, and reduce the risk of condensation buildup. The glazing design is optimized to maximize views to the valley outside and promote daylighting, while allowing sun in the winter and eliminating solar gain in the summer. A high-efficiency heat recovery ventilation system ensures a constant supply of fresh air, while recovering waste heat from areas like the kitchens and bathrooms. Natural ventilation is used for cooling in the summer, with windows judiciously sized and placed to promote cross-ventilation. The small heating demand in winter is provided for by a radiant underfloor heating system. This is fed by a ground source heat pump that uses energy from the sun that is stored in the ground as heat. Energy is generated on site through the use of 103 solar panels mounted on the south facade. The vertical mounting allows the PV system to remain clear of snow in the winter when energy generation is crucial. The PV system links back to a set of batteries which store the energy generated. Being an off-grid site, we need a backup power source. This is provided for by the hydrogen fuel cell. This means that the building does not consume fossil fuels, nor does it require combustion to operate. This results in a self-sufficient house that generates more energy than it uses and goes beyond net zero energy. It tackles both embodied and operational carbon and creates an innovative model for buildings in the face of the climate crisis.
The construction and operation of buildings contributes nearly 40% of global CO2 emissions, and it's broadly accepted that this has to change. SoLo was our first opportunity to explore ways and means to get to a truly net zero outcome and radically improve on what has been done before.
Take these hopes, hold them high, every step takes you closer.
At Delta Land Development, we've embraced a philosophy that prioritizes health and well-being, with environmental stewardship and building performance at the core of every development we undertake moving forward. As an industry, we need to develop projects that not only look at reducing the impact on climate change, but actually act as a source of repair. For example, through sequestering carbon in the structure, as we've done here at SoLo through the use of mass timber. Incremental improvement is no longer good enough to get us to where we need to be, and it all boils down to a choice. As we found here building SoLo, there's no technical or even commercial impediment to achieving a deeply sustainable outcome, but also maintaining function and aesthetic in the process. Adopting principles such as passive house and the use of mass timber not only help reduce energy and emissions, but also significantly increase the quality and resilience of the building.
A story in the making, at the start of something, later there we could uncover.
There really is no downside to adopting a high-performance building approach. Design excellence is maintained quality and resilience is heightened, and the experience within the house is not only healthier and more enjoyable, but better in every imaginable way. Not only have we achieved the goals we set forth at the outset of the project, but we've learned a lot along the way, including that we need to focus on simplifying ways and means to achieve a deeply sustainable outcome.
Rising sun hits the sky.
Take these hopes and hold them high.
Every time you live in color, heaven knows that we'll discover a story in the making, at the start of something later than we could uncover. Holding on to all this wonder, a story in the making. The world is ours for the taking. A story in the making. The world is ours for the taking.